Finally, we're going to do exercises 5 and 6. If you look at the bottom of your page, you've got this text here. Frank Abagnale and David Hampton. You're going to listen to the extract again, and you have to complete the fact files. These numbers refer to these numbers in the text, so you have to get the information there. Alright, here we go.
Unit 5, page 64, exercises 4 and 5.
This week, we're looking at criminals who are very clever. Imposters. Frank Abagnale became an imposter to make money. He created false identities which were very realistic and stole millions of dollars. For example, he dressed as a security guard and told airline companies that he had to collect their money. They happily gave him their money. Soon, the police in New York were looking for Abagnale, so he had to escape. How? He pretended to be an airline pilot. Abagnale also created false identities as a university teacher, a doctor, and a lawyer. The police finally caught him in France. He was in prison for 5 years. He used to be a fraudster, but after prison, he started helping the police to catch other fraudsters. David Hampton was a young man who became an imposter because he wanted to have the life of a famous person. He lived in New York, where he started his career as an imposter. He said that he was the son of a famous actor, so that he could eat for free in expensive restaurants. He stayed in famous people's houses. For example, he stayed with Calvin Klein, the fashion designer, whose clothes are very famous. He often stole money or clothes from these houses. Eventually, the police caught Hampton, and he went to prison for 21 months. After prison, he tried to be an actor, but failed. He quickly returned to a life of crime. His other crimes included credit card fraud.
Alright, so now let's move to exercise 6. I'll give you the answers at the end of the week. In the Learn It box, this blue one here, you've got the expression used to plus infinitive, and we use it to talk about past habits that are now finished. For example, you could speak about what you used to do when you were younger. For example, my mom used to walk with me to school when I was 7 years old. Or I used to play in the park with my friends. Or I used to go to the beach with my family. They are repeated actions in the past that you are not doing anymore. For example, here in this sentence, it says Frank Abagnale was a criminal or used to be a criminal, but now he fights crime. Used to is always in the past. He used to be because it was a repeated action in the past. You could be saying was a criminal. But when we refer to something which was habitual in the past, we can use this expression, used to plus infinitive.